So here is the Daisy 35 with an overkill 24 power BSA scope. And downrange there, I'll take you down there, is approximately 15 yards. And then I'm going to show you the test that I did. I decided to do a test on Gamo rounds, even though Gamo's known for not having very good pellets because they're not really weighed right. And dimensionally, they're oversized, undersized. But anyway, here's my pellet trap, and I got a light in here, LED light, and then over here I keep my chronometer. So let me take you over to the ping pong table, show you what's going on. I'm just going to read off these sheets to you. Okay, so this first one here, let's start off with the Gamo rounds. I knew they were going to be trouble because they, like I said, they're undersized and the weight is usually off on them. But I decided to do a test anyway just to show you guys what's going on with the Daisy 35 with the round shot. Now there is some H&N round shot that I should try that might fit a little tighter and might be able to clean up these groups and get a little tighter. So anyway, what we have here, I'm just going to read it off to you. I like writing stuff down so I can remember. It's Daisy 35, and we're pumping it 3 times and 10x power out of 24 power. So we're using 10x, 10 shot group, center to center. Right in the middle of that dot and that one there is 4 inches. These are Gamo rounds, 8 grain, 15 yards, and this is bench rest. So this is a controlled environment where you have the rifle is locked down as much as possible without moving it, so you can see what the real accuracy is. Okay, the application, that's just my way of saying what purpose would this pellet be? Not really for 15 yards, but for 10 yards, you could probably, hit some pop cans with it. The errors were size and weight of the pellet. Suggestions, you always want to try different pumps. So just because 3 pumps doesn't work doesn't mean that another variable amounts of pumps wouldn't work. I mean, each time you pump the rifle 3, 6, 10 times, you're probably going to get different results. And I've done that before, and I've got some pretty wide groups no matter what I do. Although these pellets are cheap enough to waste anyway for an experiment, I might do that sometime. So let's move on to, this would be like a $10 tin of pellets for $10 tin of pellets for like 500. Sorry about the blur. I'm going to clean that up a little bit by holding my hand and readjusting the light here. Okay, so here we got, once again, it's the Daisy 35, 3 pumps, 10x on the scope, 10 shot group. Center to center is 1 3/4 inch. And this is the RWS R10 wad cutter pellet. It's 7 grain. It's 15 yards bench rest. Suggestion, Dixie cups. A Dixie cup is about this size, them little drinking cups. So at 15 yards, that would be a great target. Suggestions, use different pumps. Once again, if I use different pumps on this pellet, I might get different results. So one of the reasons why I like doing 10 shot groups is because, like over here, if you were going to try to sight in the rifle with this round shot here, it would be almost impossible to sight it in, because if you were here and you start adjusting your turrets and another shot goes here, you're going to be chasing your shots all day long. So what you want to do is take a shot of 10, find out where the cluster is, mark the center of the cluster. Like you can see, this whole cluster basically in the middle is this aim point, this dot here. That's the best you're going to sight it in. The reason why is because the accuracy is very poor, and you can't sight in a rifle with poor accuracy. But what you can do is you can do a 10 shot group, and you can just move the cluster over. Like for instance, this 10 shot group, you can see that the cluster is on top of the aim point. So if you measure from the center of the cluster to the dot, it's about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So if I drop my turret 1/4 to 1/2 inch, this group will be around this aim point right here. And that would be the best you can sight it in. So that's why I tell people online, I don't care what rifle you have, you want to do quite a few shots to make sure you confirm your zero, because if you don't, if you end up with something like this and you're out in the field somewhere and you're shooting, you're going to be clicking that turret all day long, and you're still not going to hit anything because of the simple fact that if you got 4 inches at 15 yards, you're probably looking at 8 inches at 30 yards. So it gets kind of hopeless to try to sight in something like that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching.